You're scrolling through endless projector listings, trying not to waste a few $100s on a machine that ends up sitting in the corner collecting dust. I get it, there's a real fear of buying something that looks amazing on paper, but doesn't fit your living room layout, your budget, or your tech comfort level. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about the FIORIA O3 Ultra Laser 4K short throw projector and see if it actually earns a spot on your ceiling or bookshelf. First off, the thing that makes the O3 Ultra stand out is the triple laser light source. It's not a traditional lamp, so you're looking at a brighter image that holds up even when you can't completely darken the room. In practice, that means you could have a movie night after dinner without pulling every curtain in the house and still get a clear picture that feels almost cinematic. The MALC RGB Pure Triple Laser claim translates into a punchier, more saturated color palette when you're watching a nature documentary or a sci-fi game. For anyone who has tried a lamp-based projector in a living space and ended up squinting because the image washed out, that laser boost is a real win. The short throw aspect is another practical strength. This unit can sit just a foot or two from the wall and still throw a 100-inch image. That opens up possibilities for apartments or small rooms where you can't mount a projector far away. I've seen people set it up on a simple TV stand, point it at a blank wall, and instantly get a wall-size screen without the need for a ceiling mount. The breadmaker size and 10-pound weight make that kind of flexibility feasible. If you're a gamer who wants a massive display without rearranging furniture, the short throw saves you a lot of hassle. Now, the built-in speaker is where the O3 Ultra tries to be an all-in-one solution. It's a 4-channel master sound system wired directly into the chassis, so you don't have to hunt for a separate soundbar or external speakers for casual viewing. In a typical family movie night, the built-in audio is loud enough to fill a medium-sized room, and the dialogue is clear enough that you don't have to keep raising the volume. It's not going to replace a dedicated home theater system, but for a bedroom, dorm, or a quick presentation, you get decent sound without extra cables. One of the biggest practical trade-offs is the operating system. The O3 Ultra ships with an Android-based Bonfire OS 7.0 that is entirely in Chinese. The menus, settings, and even the App Store are all presented in Chinese characters. If you're comfortable navigating a foreign language interface or you have a translation app handy, you can get it working. But for most English-speaking buyers, that's a steep learning curve that could turn a simple movie streaming session into a frustrating menu hunt. The device does support Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so you can connect a Bluetooth speaker or cast from a phone, but you'll still have to dive into the Chinese settings to enable those features. Another point to consider is the ecosystem. Because the OS is a custom Chinese build, you won't have native Google TV or a full Play Store experience. You can sideload apps, but you lose the convenience of one-click updates and the polished recommendation algorithms you'd expect from a mainstream streaming platform. If you rely heavily on services like Netflix, Disney+, or Apple TV, you'll need to either use a separate streaming stick or cast from another device. That adds an extra piece to the puzzle, which somewhat undercuts the all-in-one promise. Heat and fan noise are also worth mentioning. Laser projectors generate heat, and the O3 Ultra's cooling system is audible when the unit is under load. Think a low hum that's noticeable if you're sitting very close to the projector. In a dark home theater setting you might hear it, but it rarely rises to the point of being distracting. Still, if you plan to use the projector in a very quiet environment, like a study or a meditation space, you might want to factor in that background sound. So, who should actually buy the FIORIA O3 Ultra? If you live in a small apartment, want a big screen experience without drilling into the ceiling, and are comfortable dealing with a Chinese UI or are willing to invest a few minutes learning it, this projector offers a compelling mix of brightness, color accuracy, and portability. It shines for casual movie nights, weekend gaming marathons, and impromptu presentations where you value quick setup over pristine audio fidelity. The built-in speaker means you can get away with just the projector and a wall, which is great for renters who can't install separate sound equipment. On the flip side, who should skip it? If you need a seamless English interface, rely on native streaming apps, or expect cinema-grade sound out of the box, you'll likely end up adding extra hardware or spending more time tweaking settings than you'd like. Professional presenters who need rock-solid reliability and a familiar UI might also find the language barrier a deal breaker. And if you're hunting